Greetings, my fellow travelers. The structure we're facing is inspired by a video by Spoon called Beginner's Base Building Tutorial, dated 3 years ago. Someone in the comments made a comment to the effect that it's hardly a beginner's build, but there's one crucial detail that struck me while I was replicating the structure and following this video, is there's no wire glitching. All these, well, until I got to the very end and I decided to do my own thing as far as decorative and cosmetics. Okay, so there are a couple of minor departures and one or two major departures. The first major departure is the landing pad, because like the previous attempt at making the structure different base, different profile, literally, too much hill. So tube arcing out and two extensions, and the landing pad was half the hill. So instead I just set it up outside, and then this is where things got rather different. First of all, there are two warehouses off the landing pads. One of them contains the storage containers, the vaults as I like to call them, and the other one is, well, very much a warehouse. The irony is I've got the entire set of base personnel parts in here. If I remember correctly, that is the base reclamation unit, i.e. when you delete a base, you can go here and get all the parts. Well, that's not rendering properly. That should be a shipping crate, a couple of pallets. Well, gosh. None of that is we're just going to have to come back outside of photo mode. A few jacuzzis, some partitions, a bar panel, stove, shelving units, 3 beds stacked on top of the other, a couple of chairs, a couple of fauteuils, a refiner, couple of planters, and yes, a antimatter generator, so it's kind of practical to have some carbon right there. That's supposed to be the larger shipping. So yes, minor departure. This one is sort of forced on me by the terrain. Is instead of having some paving panels, I have solid cubes with wooden flooring on top, and then change to just stone brickwork, I guess. The front is supposed to have more paving, and in light of the fact that this is literally built on top of the original structure housing the base computer, I decided to use the floor panel of that structure as a reference point. Since the floor panel existed, I expanded from it using metal floor panels. The small stretch of rock, it turns out that building off a square off a circle didn't quite work out. This area here underneath the paving stone, a stone floor, is just a little bit narrower than a large floor panel, and just a little bit bigger than a small floor panel. Therefore, there was a gap here. So I free placed the short wall. Every time you do that, it doesn't quite line up correctly. Either it's too high, too low, too in, too out. In this case, I kind of lucked out. It's just ever so slightly higher. You can see the space right there. And by connecting the stone floor to the wall, it's ever so slightly higher than the stone floor. Not really visible to the human eye, but it covers it nicely, so it fuses with it. Minor variation right here is in his video, it's a surface cylindrical room as opposed to a underwater cylindrical room, and then he proceeds to add windows. Well, gosh, with the exception of that window over there, which is kind of silly looking because it's facing a wall. Oh, ho-hum. The other minor variation right here is the glass underwater tube. Because, hey, we don't have glass tubes from, above water. That's clumsily said, but here we have straight corridor metal, straight corridor glass. This thing which is half and half, and all these guys are metal. Yeah. Alright, so stage coming on, and I'm back, my fellow travelers. So, teleportering, no need to explain that. Oh, this I'm proud of. So, two things had to be done. One, I had to flip a crate. Perfectly particular. It took a bit of doing. Then, short wall, floor panel, in the middle of the floor panel, not the usual thing which I use is a wooden pallet, but actually the high-tech, what they call the industrial pallet. It's ever so slightly thinner. So, barbecue pit, barbecue area, sitting around. Here are a couple of towels. You don't see the foam underneath for sunbathing. And the address as well. In his video, again, minor cosmetic change, was a solid cuboid with 79, I believe. I think I may have diverged in both the numbering scheme and the color scheme from the video. I do believe this is white as opposed to gold, yellow. And I do believe that he starts one at my 2 and keeps on going. Now the other minor variation is I detest stairs royally. I didn't want to have stairs going from one to the other. So I added a short tube and a teleporter. You'll see where the exit is in a moment. And the ladders inside the structure have been replaced with teleporters. The irony is this is pretty much his setup. He mentioned after setting up the ladder, when he's doing a quick walkthrough and describing some of the decorations, that he had put a short-range teleporter right here. The other variation from his video is, while this conforms to the original structure, in his video there was a biodome. I do believe in his video either there's a biodome on top of the fourth cylinder or the fourth cylindrical room is actually a biodome. But with the exception of those minor alterations here and a major alteration there, it does conform to the image of what he was trying to reproduce. And for the life of me, I don't think this thing was created by people, because this is a boondoggle. You have a tube circling a room. That's not so bad. But here, you have a tube circling rooms with no access to the rooms except, well, where I basically forced the issue. and I do believe he does too, right here, a four-way junction. So let's have a look inside. In light of the fact that the security bureau is in the warehouse, this is actually fabricated or assembled. The glass, despite the fact that it appears to be outwards, is actually flush with the wall. So this was accomplished by actually deleting the cylindrical room, affixing the weapons rack to the cuboid behind, and then reinstalling the cylindrical room. Now, I do believe in his video there is no door here, simply because the ground is relatively level, so you can go to the back patio by simply walking around. And I did replace the cuboid room, solid cuboid. Now, I hope the cube box is not too loud. Now, technically speaking, there should be, if you could only do it, sliding doors here, and perhaps one here, and maybe here as well. So, food stuff that this guy uses to prepare food for people. Couple sitting arrangements. Despite the rocks and the fact that grass is now green, a fairly gorgeous vista. And in case you're wondering why the pillars are sunk so deep into the ground, well, when I first installed the platform, I excavated. Just a quick pull on the trigger, removed the platform, reinstalled the platform, and restored the ground. It would have been nice if the grass had not restored quite so fast. I did it yesterday. It'd be a little bit more visible. But hey, all in all, a satisfactory state of affair. So, ground floor. Up we go. Now, of course, in the image you see loading screen or advertisement for the game. I don't recall exactly where this image is from. You don't have a walk around, so it's exterior, so this is just space, right? So staircase going up, not staircase, ladder going up. You had a storage container here. Well, I got all 10 over there, so I ended up installing a few range teleporters. So up we go. So appearance modifier, I personally, it's a Star Trek transporter pad. That's what it is. And yeah, the most insane so basically, now there probably is a switch somewhere that says in use, not a force field, but just a shimmer or something preventing people or warning people not to go through the door. And this becomes a jogging track. Yeah, you got to be desperate for exercise. All right, fourth floor. And yes, the destination is numbered somewhere. Strangely enough, you cannot attach a number to glass. Again, it'd be cool if this could be made out of glass. So yeah, I got turned around. Yes, okay, so this is towards the landing pads. This is towards the front, and this is towards the back. Now, I just planted them half an hour ago, but those are gamma weeds, so they should harmonize very well with the yellow scheme of this floor. And there's no way to get to any other structures from here. Fifth floor. All right. The solarium vines. Small stone floor panel wire glitch to wall. And while the Hollow Vican image from, I think it was from a drift, or it came out at the same time as a drift. Don't have the bugs from Liquidator because I didn't do Liquidators with this particular profile, my primary profile. Okay, so counterintuitive, going down. So these are venom sacs, and perhaps I should have put a teleporter. These are frostworts. You can just imagine that room is particularly colder. This is a no smoking sign, not a no electricity sign. Yeah, the shovel literally floats off the very, very tip of the blade and whatever you stab it in. So what I did is I actually put a small bucket, shovel in, removed a small bucket, put a big bucket. Or pail, or whatever you want to call it. I believe the official name is bucket. I just went pail. So that was the fifth floor. Oh yeah, here's the irony for you. Every time I was moving the teleporters around, these guys would disappear. Drove me completely bonkers. And trying to put a wooden fence, a small timber wall, was a nightmare because it just wouldn't line up properly. It just wanted to spawn down there. But the idea is to direct the traveler the means of, yes, master bedroom. And yes, it's a jacuzzi. Technically speaking, there's shower heads somewhere above, but, well, maybe there? Okay, we're gonna try it. And let me take a wild guess. It's not really deletable because... Oh, it is. Okay. Yeah, we need something we can attach to the ceiling that would look like some sort of shower head, but all right. Small snack bar with mini fridge inside, teleport ring, sitting, office, arrangement, a little bit of greenery because you have to have some relief from this unending red. And yeah, check out the view. No neighbors, so you don't have to worry about being caught au naturel. Until, of course, somebody lands and takes holo captures of you. So yeah, that's it. This is a base called Inspired by Spoon. Why not? Yeah, I really don't get... it's been doing that to me all evening. Oops. It refuses to accept the color and proceeds to disappear. Wrong color. So yeah, my fellow travelers, this would be it. Oh yes, other minor changes. The watertight door, which ironically is anything but. I'm surprised I did not hear water going in and out every time I've been going through, since of course the sound on the TV is off to avoid an echo. For all I know, I've been making water sound every time I've gone through this evening. Now he has an hour-long video for an intermediate base. I haven't looked at it yet. Depending on how it looks, I might just, do it over there type thing. I did come across also a old video by Mick Manchester, a stone panel pyramid. I might just build that there, over the rock so you don't see it, or see them, I should say. Oh, there's a hole in the ground. None of my friends have got a hole as deep as this one. And it doesn't go anywhere after that bad joke. Yeah. Imagine this with pearl white grass and no frigging rocks. So yeah, don't think I'm ever going to do this again. It's there's a certain feel logic to it um, that just somehow grates, but it definitely has that 1950s, 60s, 70s high fantasy science fiction vibe to it, where things didn't necessarily make sense, but look very spectacular. And with those words, my fellow travelers, I leave you.